Welcome all of you. Today we are going to spend these few minutes dealing with one of the literary masterpieces of Arabic literature. We are going to spend these few minutes with Nagib Mahfouz in his Cairo trilogy in order to pinpoint how Nagib Mahfouz got to portray Sayyid in his masterpiece. Nagib Mahfouz was an Egyptian novelist. He won the 1988 Nobel Prize for Literature. He is one of the first writers, along with Tawfiq al-Hakim, to explore themes of existentialism. He wrote more than 50 novels, more than 350 short stories, dozens of movie scripts, and 5 plays over a 70-year career. Cairo Trilogy. This is the name of Mahfouz's gigantic work, which consists of 3 separate but interrelated novels comprising more than 1,300 pages. The 3 subsequent novels are: number 1, Bayn al-Qasrayn. This was printed in 1956. And Bayn al-Qasrayn is the name of a street where the protagonist, Sayyid Ahmad Abdel Gawad, and his family live. Number 2, Qasr al-Shawq, and this was published in 1957. And Qasr al-Shawq is the name of a street where his eldest son Yassin lives. Number 3, Al-Sukkariya, and this was published in 1957 also. And Al-Sukkariya is the name of a street where his eldest daughter Khadija lives. Themes of the trilogy. The trilogy deals with 4 interrelated themes, the first of which is life of the Cairene patriarch, Sayyid Ahmad Abdel Gawad, and his family across 3 generations. Number 2, life of Egypt during the Egyptian revolution against the British colonization. Number 3, Cairene socio-political life during this period. Number 4, the role of the woman, the traditional obedient woman who doesn't go to school, who doesn't go outside of her house, such as Amina, this is Sayyid's wife, and her 2 daughters, Khadija and Aisha. Husband-wife relationship in Cairo Trilogy. Let's start with an analysis of the 2 main characters in Cairo Trilogy. Sayyid. At the beginning of the novel, Sayyid is in the 40s. He comes from a conservative family. He is well built and handsome. He is a merchant with low education. He is religious, but he is a skirt chaser. Sayyid is double-faced. That is to say, with friends and mistresses. He is so friendly. He is so cheerful, generous, merry, a great drunkard. He adores music, wine, and dancers. At home, he enjoys complete male domination. He is a tyrant. He is so stern, too strict. He does not allow his wife and daughters to go outside, even to Al-Hussein Mosque. He prevents trillings in weddings. His first wife, Haniya, rejected his authority, so she got divorced. Sayyid's principles in life. السيد aims at protecting his honor and fame as per his wife and daughters. He is always seeking pleasure in wine, music, and women, especially dancers. What about Amina, the second part of the relationship? At the beginning of the novel, she is also in the 40s. She is beautiful, she is religious, she is conservative. She has a folklore culture that she inherited from her father. She believes in jinns. She is too obedient. I'd like to call her a dove. She takes painstaking efforts in household. Her devotion is so apparent when she addresses her husband, Sayyidi, in colloquial Egyptian Arabic, Sidi, which is abbreviated to C, from which his Sayyid comes into existence. Her sincere love is exhibited through deeds, not through words. She always waits for him late at night. She convinces her children that their father is matchless, as for his power, as for his grandeur, as for his wealth. So everyone at home comes to adore him. Amina's creed. Amina thinks that despotism is an inherent trait of manhood. She thinks that man has full liberty and woman has nothing but to obey. Gradually, she got to be proud of her husband's behavior. She always raises the white feather. She keeps what I'd like to call in Arabic شعرة معاوية in her relation with her husband. Whenever he gets too tense, she gets too lenient. She gets rid of her own personality and dissolves into his tyrannical character. Her weakness, her naivety, her passivity and surrender are remarkable traits of a patriarchal, male-dominated society. What are the similarities and differences between the two characters? Let's start with similarities. Their general outlook is similar. Their ages are to some extent similar. Only 5-year difference is there between both of them. Both of them come from conservative backgrounds. Both of them have low cultures. Both of them have innate religious beliefs. What about differences? We can find despotism and tyranny of the Sayyid versus extreme obedience of Amina. We can find wrath and intolerance of the Sayyid versus tolerance of Amina. We can find infidelity of the Sayyid versus fidelity of Amina. I come to analyze this kind of relation between the Sayyid and Amina as a kind of relation existing between a master and a servant. A master who is so tyrannical, who is always seeking pleasure with women, and a servant who is so passive, so obedient, and so patient. Now I'm going to delve into this mysterious character of the Sayyid, this exotic character which is a mixture of so many traits. Let's start with positive aspects of the Sayyid. His affectionate nature. The Sayyid has so a tender nature which is hidden beneath such a stern feature of a male-dominated society. Two examples I'll cite which illustrate his affectionate nature. Number one, when Amina had an accident, he showed her great affection. He visited her in her own room, although he didn't like to do this. Number two, when Fahmi, his son, got involved in the revolution and was killed. He showed great emotions and affections for his son. Number 2, cooperation. السيد always offers money willingly. He is too generous, and this is a trait which was too rare in Egypt at the time. The Sayyid cares for his family living in luxury. What about Amina? As for her positive aspects, Amina willingly renders her work. She is too devout. She helps the Sayyid take off his clothes, even his socks and shoes. She never sits but on the floor at his feet. Her neighbors call her the bee due to her energies. What about the negative aspects of the relationship between Sayyid and Amina? I have got to determine such points which I consider to be negative aspects of this relation. Starting is one-side respect. He expects her to respect him, giving her nothing. She sees herself as not equal to sit next to him. Amina always keeps silent until he starts speaking. If he doesn't speak, she is always silent. The Sayyid lets his wife alone at night, seeking pleasure with his mistresses. The Sayyid wants to attain his full liberty, giving his wife nothing. The Sayyid needs to pour his wrath upon someone, and this someone is always Amina, in order to relieve his psychological charge. The Sayyid never apologizes, he never repents. What about his lack of faith in women? The Sayyid lacks faith in women at large and in Amina in particular. Listen to the Sayyid addressing Amina. You are just a woman. All women lack reason. Since he is a skirt chaser, he is not able to distinguish between a noble woman and a prostitute. He doesn't allow his wife to go outside, except on a short visit to her blind mother, and in his company. Ambivalence in Sayyid's character. Those at home do not know his real character outside, and those outside do not know his real character at home. Now I'm going to cast light on Sayyid's absolute no, his final no, his decisive no, his arrogant no. What kind of no is this? Only he has the authority for deciding what should and what should not. He never consults his wife. Once he refused an officer's proposal for Aisha with a final no, and the no was a final no. His no, I'd like to liken it to a cosmic phenomenon, just like the rising of the sun or the moon or the change of day and night. Nothing can change it. Jealousy in this kind of relation. The Sayyid is so fond of his mistresses, of his alma, and alma in Egyptian colloquial Arabic refers to a dancer. The Sayyid got many mistresses, the most prominent among whom are Jalila and Zubaydah. He always spends his nights with them. Sheikh Mitwalli, who is the religious figure in the novel, once advised him, but the Sayyid got to say, Allahu Ghafurur Rahim. When Amina displayed disgust as for his staying late outside, the Sayyid squeezed her ear, saying, listen to the Sayyid, here I am the man. I command what should and what should not. I will accept not the least remark. You have nothing but to obey. Amina overcomes her jealousy with patience because she has nothing else. Climax in this kind of relation. After 25 years of living together, the Sayyid sacked Amina due to going to Al-Hussein while he was away. Listen to this kind of conversation between Amina and the Sayyid. Amina starts, "My master, I have sinned. You are always forgiving." Listen to the Sayyid. "I have only one word to say. Go away at once." Amina said nothing. He continued, "I don't want to see you when I come back." Finished. Tyrannic education as conducted by Sayyid. Tyranny at home was a net result of political tyranny. Boys only used to sit down to have their food when Sayyid allowed them to do so. None of them can start eating without his permission. None of them can say a little word in his presence. I'm going to finish with this good aspect of the Sayyid's character in order to leave a good impression. His inner admiration of his wife. In spite of the apparent arrogance, the apparent pride, the apparent so-and-so of the Sayyid got an inner admiration of Amina. An offer of marriage with a beautiful lady called Nafusa was proposed for the Sayyid, but he got to say, listen to the Sayyid, "I married twice. I failed the first time and succeeded the second. I will not deny God's blessing." The Sayyid recommends Khadija on her wedding day, saying, listen to the Sayyid, "Take your mother as a model in everything." Thank you all and goodbye.